Today we're talking about screenwriter etiquette. These are some do's and some don'ts for screenwriters, especially new screenwriters. And why this is important is because when these things are not kind of followed or adhered to, it just makes it harder for everyone to get their stuff noticed in the industry. Plus, it starts to reflect poorly on you, and I don't want that for you. I want you to have success wherever you turn. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking, subscribing. I really do appreciate it. Let's jump in. Things to do and things to not. We're gonna start with the things to not do. Okay, so please don't do these things. I see these all the time, not just with me, but with others in the industry. They get these questions all the time. Don't do this. Don't ask someone for their contacts. Hey, can you share me your contacts so I can send my script out? No, because here's what's going on. If you communicate to one of my contacts, now suddenly that contact thinks that I have vetted you and I am like fully in support of you. And maybe you're just not quite ready yet. Maybe you're not at that level. And I don't want to put my name on the line. So when you start asking industry people for their contacts, what you're really doing is asking for them to vet you, for them to support you, for them to vouch for you. And they're not going to do it, especially if they don't know you. So if you're a new writer, you got to focus on developing relationships and things like that. Don't be asking people for contacts. Another thing to not do is ask for favors or expect favors or handouts. Hey, because I'm new, you should help me out. You're established and you should do this for me. No, it's hard to get in the industry, and it's not that we don't want new people. I'm making these videos because I want you to tell your stories and I'm wanting to help you out. But the thing is, you got to work for it. You got to earn it. Don't be expecting handouts. Don't be expecting favors. And that leads to the next one, which is don't combine the first two. This is where someone is like, hey, you're an established writer or you're established in the industry. You should be helping me out. And you're like shaming people for not helping you out. Like, that is not helpful. People are not going to respond to that at all. So if you're doing these three things, and just take a step back and evaluate if you've done those things. And if you have, like, repent and just don't do them again. Just step back and just don't do them. Don't be asking for favors. Don't expect favors. Don't be asking people for contacts and doing that. And then don't shame them when they don't give you those things. That's not how it works. And that's not how you want to develop relationships with people in the industry. Here's the last one, and this will kind of help us segue into things you should do, is don't offer nothing in return. Everything in Hollywood is kind of like a barter system when it's still on the free level. Okay, and even when it's not on the free level, you're paying me. So I'm giving you something, you're paying me for something. If no money is changing hands and we're just like trading things, well, if I want to give you something, then I should get something in return. You don't want to be offering nothing for something. Remember, it's a barter system. So this leads to our first do. The first do is to provide value for other people. I know you may say, well, how am I supposed to provide value for people? Like, if I'm starting out and they're an established writer, how can I help them with their writing? And the thing is, there are things that you know that you can help other people. There are hobbies you have, there are interests you have that are also interests and hobbies for other people in the industry. So if you're trying to get, for example, a script to a specific actor or a specific producer, do some research on that actor, on that producer. What are some of their hobbies? What are the things they like? And you might want to try to think about, is there something I have of value that I can offer to that person in that arena that's not filmmaking, where I can provide value for them and help them out? Because people don't always want to talk about work. You have your job, maybe, and when you just are not at work, you don't want to talk about work. You're done with work. And it's the same in the film industry. People kind of don't want to talk about it. They have their hobbies. So find something that might be of interest to them and add value to them. And that will help you start to develop some relationships and create some connections. The other thing you want to focus on is helping your peers succeed. So start to find other people who are at the same level as you, people who are still learning, or people who have written a few scripts here or there, or people who are trying to write their first TV pilot, or whatever it is. Find other people and partner with them. Help them succeed And typically how this works in Hollywood is as your peers start to succeed, you start to succeed. And it just kind of works that way. And sometimes you're hiring them, and sometimes they're hiring you. Sometimes you're recommending them, sometimes they're recommending you. And it starts to work out that way. So you want to start to develop some peer relationships, help others at your same level succeed. Then another thing to do is when you do contact people in the industry, keep those two things in mind, okay? You're trying to help other people succeed. You're trying to add value when you can. So keep those things in mind. This also gives you motivation for why you're contacting them, why you're speaking with them. Hey, I really noticed you like baseball cards. I've got this great collection. I have this one. Have you seen that one? Oh, it's so awesome with it. Like what? I don't know anything about baseball. But if you know stuff about that and somebody else does too, now you can connect with them, and it gives you a reason to reach out and connect with them, and not just hey, I'm a new writer, would love to chat with you sometime. No, I saw you really were into this specific video game. I love playing that game. Have you found that cheat on this level or whatever it is? It's like now you have something to talk about, and it's not industry related. And the more you develop a relationship, the more they start to find out, oh, you want to do stuff in the industry? Yeah. Like, what do you do? Oh, I love to write. Oh, I love to read something. And that's how it works. And that kind of leads into the next one, which is don't be afraid to let other people know your goals. Don't be afraid to tell people, hey, I want to write. I want to write for TV. I want to write for film. I've written a pilot. I've written several screenplays. I've written these. Let people know what you want to do. Don't keep it a secret. And it's very tempting to keep it a secret because you're like, well, but if I keep it a secret, they won't ever ask for anything to read, and I'm not ready to show them yet. That's fine. That's understandable if you want to keep that to yourself for now while you're still kind of learning the craft, if that's where you're at. But you just want to make sure that you are being a little vocal about, here's what I do. Here's what I like to do. Here's what I enjoy doing. And now it's out there. And here's the last one. You do want to put your best foot forward. So if you start to develop a relationship with people in the industry and somebody asks for your script or asks to read something of yours, it better be good, because you kind of get one shot. If you're going to expend that bullet in the gun, it better be a good one. If you develop a relationship with somebody and they say, hey, let me read something, and you send it to them and it's not any good, and they start to read it and they're like, oh, this is terrible, they will never ask to read anything of yours again. You're done. Okay, so you only get one shot. So you got to put your best foot forward when you are contacting people in the industry. So make sure you're doing that. Don't waste your chance. Don't waste your opportunity. Here's kind of a governing thing. Establish that you are a valued member of the screenwriting community, that you want to help other people succeed. You want to help other people tell great stories, and you are trying to tell great stories and you want to succeed. Like, if you can kind of play in that realm and keep that in mind as the filter and the lens for what you're doing, that's going to help you out a lot and much further down the road. Please stay away from the don'ts. Like, don't do those things. Incorporate the do's if you're not doing them. That will help you move your career further along, and hopefully I'll get a chance to see one of your stories on a screen. And if that's been helpful, then please like, subscribe, bell, all that. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Leave comments, leave questions below if you have those. Otherwise, when you tell a story that matters. See you later.